Hi, I'm Nadia, your host of CCL TV's More Than Packages interview series. But who are CCL? Well, CCL are an independent and neutral third-party logistics service provider and custom clearance specialist. From e-concept to e-logistics for e-commerce, CCL has the e-solution. Now, in this episode, we'll be in conversation with Steve Camilleri Bowman, who's VP of Products for Swift Postal. And from our business development team, we have the lovely Amy Dew. Guys, thank you so much for being with us today. How are you both?
Thank you for having us. I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Nadia. How are you today?
Yes, very well. Thank you very much. Enjoying the sunshine. Now, Steve, could you start by telling us about you and your background and your role with Swift Postal?
Yes, of course. So I guess I can explain that I'm a bit of a technologist at heart. So I strongly believe, of course, in the power and the value that technology brings to people's lives and even to, of course, all the different industries. My background is in software development. Started my career in developing software for various different industries and organizations. Fast forward a couple of years, I joined then Swift Postal about 15 years ago now. Swift Postal is also part of Ascent, so I've been working with Ascent and Swift Postal for over these 14, 15 years. And we've been basically providing software products, software services to the logistics and postal industry globally. And of course, over the years, I have immersed myself in the industry. It's got its challenges, its interesting angles. And since then, of course, we've grown both the product base and the client base globally across Europe, Americas, and other regions in the world to provide value.
Great stuff. And you've managed multiple international strategies and implementations. How did you go about that? And can you talk us through some of the campaigns?
So being a specialized technology provider, specifically in postal industry and logistics, we are generally approached on particular problems our clients need to resolve. And we approach these scenarios either with our products or even direct services. And as you mentioned, yes, we've been, of course, through several strategies and campaigns globally. And the way that we actually go about that is, since we have a number of products in the industry that cater for the different parts that are required in the industry, what we really do is we sit down with our clients, we really understand their objectives, what they're trying to achieve from a not only project point of view, but even strategic point of view. And we then deploy the respective teams globally to be able to start off the project, start off our implementation of our product, but more importantly, even sit with our clients through the years, even post-implementation. So the majority of our clients have been with us for over 10 years, and they continue to redeem our services, our products, and the main driver, I guess, of success is a personalized approach to make sure that the logistics companies who need to evolve, need to drive new value, generate new business, can keep on doing so.
And can you explain to the audience what is a solution architect?
Yes, of course. And in fact, a lot of people ask us this when we're talking to some of our clients. Basically, when you sit down with a client to try to understand the project that they want to onboard on, there's a very common approach where a client actually comes not just with a problem, but with part of the solution of how it should be implemented. The role of a solution architect is to take a few steps backwards to truly understand what is the problem that we're trying to solve, what is the value that the business is trying to build. We, in fact, do not look at software and technology as building features, but more importantly, as building a business capability. So the role of that solution architect in reality is to understand where the client wants to go, what they want to achieve, and together with our technical teams, come up with the right approach from a solution point of view on how can our clients really achieve that business objective. So in a nutshell, it's a tech-enabled tech-enabled strategic role to help our clients, of course, have more value into what they're doing.
Okay, thank you, Steve. And going back to the beginning, what was the main idea behind the inception of Swift Postal?
Yes, that's a very good question. The postal and logistics industry is a pretty interesting one and pretty specific one. And one of the main reasons why we actually brought Swift Postal to life is because a lot of our clients would require a technology development team, a software development team who understands the industry. So what is the difference with, just a regular software house who basically work with multiple industries? The difference is that with a specialized product company or service company like Swift Postal, when clients come to us, we already know what they're trying to achieve. We understand the language, we understand the terms, we understand what's going on in the industry. So the main reason why Swift Postal was born is to bring technology, accessibility to these clients. And of course, that has proved to be successful because we do drive a very specialized arm at Swift Postal, of course, and also backed by Ascent from a development and technical resource point of view.
Okay, great. And with that, Ascent is the main software developer and provider. Can you tell us about that, please?
Yes, of course. So Ascent is the group, right? Ascent is a global provider. Today boasting, we are about 350, 370 resource pool across Europe, headquartered in the UK. And the main drive is basically combining software and data to drive business purpose to our clients. So basically the Swift Postal element is combined of a mixture of subject matter experts in the industry together with the technology resource that can be provided by Ascent. So when we bring to the table our proposition to our clients, we bring to the table both the knowledge as well as even the technical capabilities across a very wide range of different technologies, of different approaches, and different methodologies. And that is, of course, a very nice, I like to call it a marriage between business knowledge and technical ability and capability.
Great. And talking about going to your clients, what are the main products that you're going to them with? And can you talk us through the planning and the research to decide on marketing those solutions?
Of course. Of course, we're a B2B. We're mainly a B2B play, right? So our products originally started 15 years ago or so with automating the retail element of the postal industry and network. Over the years, of course, the industry has changed drastically. And the main products that we have today in the market appeal to both the postal world and logistics industry. So we're talking about mail and parcel management. We're talking about parcel forwarding, track and trace solutions, online postage, online shipment booking. And all of these actually have been born through a lot of research into where is the industry going, right? So rather than waiting for clients to come to us to develop these products, we are active in the industry, and we do a lot of research both with our existing clients as well as with possible prospects. And all of the products we bring to market aim to be run by companies like CCL, like other logistics companies, to actually help drive their own business. So our technology and our products are not directly consumed by the end customer, but they are mainly hosted and consumed by the service provider, who then offers the services to the end customer. So the marketing strategy is a pretty personalized one, and we do not generally go out, with your traditional mass marketing campaigns and all of that, but rather we target the specialized companies, specifically growing companies looking for accessible technology, and we tailor our marketing campaigns in a very personalized way to appeal, depending again on the respective problem or its trajectory that that particular client is trying to achieve.
Excellent. So personalised strategies for all. Amy, do you have any thoughts on that?
I pretty much feel this is very impressed because digital definitely is more than a thing, and it's combined with the traditional industry like logistics. So it's definitely a great idea. Like I've been very interested in what you've been talking about so far.
Great. And Steve, from a sustainability perspective, what are your thoughts, and are there any steps that Swift Postal are taking to, embrace sustainability and reduce the carbon footprint?
Yes, that's in fact a very interesting question. So again, since our services are consumed by the actual service providers, what we are doing is we're trying to help our clients onboard ways of reducing waste. So if we talk about, for example, consolidation, right? So a lot of our service providers who offer shipment bookings, who offer parcel forwarding. Of course, if you're purchasing one or multiple items, then every time there's a different package, every time it might go into multiple shipments. By the service provider actually consolidating those processes, those shipments, you're trying to also reduce the amount of packaging that goes into the different elements and goods that clients are buying. So consolidation services as part of our product is one of the elements that we're constantly building into our product base. Of course, I know that there's a very big issue with returns and reverse logistics, especially today. The online shopping has increased. Of course, so has reverse logistics and returns increased as well. So another element that we are constantly building into our platforms is trying to enable the capability of better traceability of items, better flows from a packaging point of view when it comes to track and tracing an item, to make sure that if an item does need to be returned, there is the necessary information over there where clients can actually mark whatever they need to mark on the item, so it can either be delivered properly the next time, the different size or version of that particular product can also be changed. And I think last but not least, we are also trying to focus on consolidating the last mile, the final mile. Of course, we know that from a CO2 point of view, when it comes to high population locations, you get all types of couriers and carriers actually going to every address that there is, every street and whatnot. So we're also trying to help our clients understand how they can consolidate possible carrier agnostic deliveries when it comes to the last mile. So a carrier actually gets to a particular warehouse, drops the stuff off, and then the respective courier goes in to deliver, irrespective of the carrier. Again, we cannot do it alone, of course. We are trying through technology to make it easier for our clients to take those bits on board and try to do their part as well, and together hopefully we'll manage to get something out.
Well, that's it, isn't it, Steve? If everyone does their part, then hopefully it will spread and things will get better in time. But that's great to hear. Now, Amy, I know that you wanted to talk to Steve about digital transformation, so I'll hand over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Nadia. So as you said, this Swift Postal is a very digitalized focused company. And also, because I personally come from digital background, and I'm aware at CCL we have different digital products. Let's say the CC Collect focus on the DDU product, and also the e-turns that focus on reverse logistics. So, and also aligning with what you just said about this sustainable development, do you think this is can be a big potential trend? And do you think this sustainable development is a big, is there any companies already buying this concept?
Yes, I think so. I think, look, it all boils down to accepting the fact that with sustainable development, with increase in value in services that clients actually offer, even when we look at companies like CCL and others, when it comes to digital transformation, of course, it's an element that cannot be pushed under the carpet. So every company, there's a famous quote that every company is going to become a technology company, right? And I strongly believe that, anyone who does not embrace on evolving their digital platform, for whatever reason, right, to increase new value, to improve customer accessibility, to improve the data interoperability across the different platforms. I think those particular companies will, of course, be left behind. So I think it's inevitable that digital transformation is key, and the sustainability end of both both the economy and even the environment. If the right technology is implemented within the different parts of the supply chain and of the logistics companies, we can reduce so much waste when it comes to processes, when it comes to reverse logistics, when it comes to deliveries. So I think, yes, I mean, digital transformation, of course, we are in it because we are, digital people and we're technologists. But I think it plays an extremely important element. And if I may just add one more piece, especially in the logistics industry, when it comes to digital transformation, I think it's also important to look at what I like to call verticalized digital transformation. So being able to actually develop or transform the right technology tools in line with where the particular industry is going. So not just building technology for the sake of building an app or technology, but rather where is the industry, where is the logistics industry going to be in the next 2-3 years' time, and how can the different chains, the different loops in the chain actually do their piece from a digital point, so that one, we make our clients, even happier and transparent. But I think more importantly as well, yes, the sustainability of the whole industry can also be helped.
And actually, you wrote a really interesting article on LinkedIn about the verticalization as well. So if anyone gets a chance to read that, any of our audience or Amy, that would be an interesting read. That
was, in fact, one of the main reasons why even we try to issue that type of content, because this type of education, even within the industry, is extremely important. Absolutely. Amy, did you have any other questions for Steve?
I think that's for now.
So just quickly, Steve, your paths have crossed with CCL and Swift Postal's paths have crossed in the past. What are your thoughts on virtual events?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I think it's a bit of a mixed feeling, right? Of course, it's great to see that the world, especially over the past 18 months, has improvised to make sure that industry-focused events can continue happening. Of course, they do have value, but not the same value, of course, that we used to get with physical events. Yes, we have cross paths with CCL in various events. I think the last one was WMX. And one of the experiences I think that I have specifically with virtual events is when predominantly we used to attend events, you're dedicating your time to the event, you're there, you're engaging, you're trying to get as much ROI out of the event as possible, because of course we all know that these events cost money to set up booths and everything. With virtual events, although you're there and you do get people visiting, I do it too, right? You get people who are attending your presentation, but at the same time, they're working on the second monitor just next to their PC. So I think they're important because, of course, at least we can keep things going. We can keep helping, different entities continue to build their brand and all of that. But I can't wait to start getting back to, physical events where in reality, the right relationships and contacts are not built over, simple calls, but in offline chats outside of the traditional booth and whatnot. But more importantly, I think in, the social events that come together with the event. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixed feeling, I guess.
Yeah, I think everyone's missed the social aspect, haven't they, as well, and the face-to-face meetings. So hopefully it won't be much longer till we can start those again. Now, Steve, before we finish, while I was doing my research, I found some very interesting photos of you. Is it right you used to be in a band?
Oh, yes, that's correct. Guilty as charged. Of course, a hobby of mine that over the years, up to about 2-3 years ago, also had become, a bit of a profession as well. Yeah, I'm a drummer by nature. So the band element was, of course, one of the ways to get away from the stresses of life, life and work into the music.
So at the Swift Postal Christmas party, do you get your? Is that when it all comes out and you start playing again?
No. At the Christmas party, I like to enjoy myself and just forget about everything.
Now, could you tell us, if you were stranded on a desert island, which book or album would you take with you?
Oh, okay. If it's a desert island, probably it will be The Power of Positive Thinking. By Norman Vincent Peale. Of course, very inspirational and keeping your mind there to actually get up again and do what you need to do. But I won't go without taking as much music with me as I can to try and chill.
And you could obviously make your own as well, if you're there for
I'll try to make my own percussion twice there.
Yeah, exactly. And Amy, what about you?
Oh, actually, I've always been having a book in front of me when I'm sitting in my home office. It's a book called Live in the Light of Hope.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's always like showing us the hope there to support on a daily basis.
Oh, excellent. So that's kept you going over the last year?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you both so much for your time today. It's been really interesting and some really interesting points from you, Steve. Thank you so much. And hopefully we'll see you again. And remember that CCL are much more than packages.